You toss in raw meat, chopped vegetables, maybe some broth, twist a dial, and walk away. Hours later, without stirring, flipping, or even checking on it, dinner is somehow perfectly cooked and fall-apart tender. No flames, no visible moving parts, just a warm ceramic pot quietly doing its thing on your counter. It almost feels too simple to work as well as it does. So how can something that barely seems to cook at all transform tough ingredients into a fully finished meal? How do slow cookers actually work? That's exactly what we're breaking down today, right here, on History of Simple Things. At first glance, a slow cooker is deceptively simple. Most models are built from three essential components: an outer metal housing that contains the heating element, a removable inner pot typically made of ceramic or stoneware, and a tight-fitting glass lid. The heating element is embedded along the sides and sometimes the base of the outer shell. When switched on, electricity flows through this element and converts electrical energy into heat. That heat transfers directly into the ceramic insert through conduction. The stoneware insert is thick and dense, meaning it absorbs heat gradually and distributes it evenly across its surface. Unlike stovetop burners that create intense hot spots, the ceramic helps maintain a stable and consistent cooking environment, which is crucial for long, unattended cooking. The slow cooker, as we know it, traces back to the 20th century. In the 1940s, inventor Irving Naxon developed an electric bean cooker inspired by stories of Jewish families slowly cooking cholent, a traditional stew prepared before the Sabbath. His design eventually led to the Naxon Beanery, which was later acquired by Rival Manufacturing. In 1971, Rival reintroduced the appliance under the now famous brand name Crock-Pot. It was marketed as a convenient way for working families to prepare affordable, tender meals using tougher cuts of meat. Its timing was ideal, as more households had two working adults and needed a dependable, low-maintenance cooking method. From that point on, the slow cooker became a staple kitchen appliance, evolving in features but retaining the same core design and principle of low, steady heat. Slow cookers operate at much lower temperatures than ovens or stovetops. On the low setting, most models stabilize around 190 degrees Fahrenheit or 88 degrees Celsius, while the high setting typically ranges between 250 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 121 to 149 degrees Celsius. These temperatures are hot enough to safely cook food and destroy harmful bacteria once proper internal temperatures are reached, but they rise gradually instead of rapidly. The cooker slowly brings ingredients up to temperature and then holds them there for hours. This steady heat is the defining feature of slow cooking. Instead of aggressively boiling or frying, the appliance maintains a controlled, consistent warmth. That consistency reduces the risk of burning and allows flavors to develop gradually as ingredients break down over time. One of the biggest differences between a slow cooker and an open pot is moisture retention. As food heats, water inside ingredients turns into steam. On a stovetop, that steam escapes into the air, carrying moisture away. In a slow cooker, the heavy lid traps the steam inside. The steam rises, hits the underside of the lid, condenses back into liquid, and drips down into the food. This continuous cycle creates a humid, closed environment. Because very little liquid escapes, slow cooker recipes often require less added water compared to traditional cooking. The trapped moisture also helps maintain stable internal temperatures and prevents the surface of the food from drying out, even during several hours of cooking. The tenderness of slow-cooked meat comes down to collagen and time. Tough cuts, like beef chuck or pork shoulder, contain large amounts of collagen, the connective tissue that makes meat firm. When held at steady temperatures above about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 degrees Celsius, collagen gradually breaks down into gelatin. This process takes hours, which is exactly what a slow cooker provides. As collagen converts, it softens the meat and adds body to the surrounding liquid. Because the heat is gentle and consistent, muscle fibers don't tighten aggressively, which helps the meat stay moist instead of drying out. The result is that familiar fall-apart texture slow cookers are known for. Slow cookers use conduction and convection to cook food evenly. Heat transfers from the electric element into the ceramic insert, then directly into the food touching it. That's conduction. At the same time, liquids inside the pot circulate naturally as warm liquid rises and cooler liquid sinks, creating convection. This slow movement spreads heat throughout the dish over time. When used properly, modern slow cookers pass food safely through the 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius, temperature range. The low and high settings mainly control how quickly the cooker reaches its target temperature, not the final maximum heat. An internal thermostat cycles the element on and off to maintain a steady, moist cooking environment. Slow cookers work because of controlled, steady heat and a sealed, moisture-rich environment. A heating element warms a thick ceramic insert, which distributes heat gradually and evenly. The lid traps steam, preventing moisture loss and stabilizing temperature. Over hours, heat transfer gently cooks the food while collagen breaks down into gelatin, creating tender results. Since their rise in popularity in the 1970s, slow cookers have remained reliable because the core principle hasn't changed: time, low heat, and moisture working together. What seems effortless is simply careful engineering and basic food science operating quietly in the background. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.